On us this morning. Just a couple of things. If you're not speaking, please mute so that way we don't hear any background noise. This will be recorded and placed on the Title I-C website for you guys, webpage. And usually it takes a couple of days after the meetings to get that on there, but generally that's where they'll be for you guys if you need to go back and listen to anything. The purpose of these are, we just wanted to kind of reach out to you more than officially, more than, although we do it almost daily with you guys via, phone or email or whatever. But we wanted to kind of reach out to you more officially and provide these, we're calling them technical assistance meetings, but just to touch on some important topics that may have popped up and just also get some feedback from you all as well as the directors. Are there topics that you all would like to discuss as a group? We're going to have these quarterly. I didn't want to bombard you with extra meetings. So this is the first of 4 for this upcoming school year. And so is there anything coming up that you would like? Is there anything maybe even on the PAC meetings that you've heard that your parents regarding those types of meetings as well. But we do want to reach out and provide some more technical assistance and more of a back and forth type communication, listening type deal. That's the intent of these. So the first couple of documents that I emailed to you all, hopefully you all have those. I'm going to share my screen just to let you all know what the covers look like. I think everyone received them, I hope. Let's see, first we want to go, getting the right thing here. The first document is the 18-19 evaluation report that was just submitted to the OSDE. It was due to them by June 30th, and we submitted it a week ago. So we were well ahead of the deadline. We had assistance with this report from Meta Associates, as you all know, because they were asking us to get data occasionally from you all that we couldn't get from our office accountability and those types of things. So hopefully you all were able to glance through it. I know time is crazy and stretched for everyone. But basically, just wanted to highlight a couple of pages in it, and then we'll talk more in depth in it in our next quarterly meeting and kind of go more in depth in it and talk page by page if we need to type deal and look at the data. We will be using this this coming school year. What we wanted to also provide to you all is technical assistance visits via Zoom. An individual, looking at your individual program data and offering technical assistance in that way. Everybody's obviously different in their communities and what needs are available. And so we wanted to look at your individual data with you and how we can provide technical assistance in those areas individually. So more drilling it down to your program rather than just the general overall review. So hopefully that was one of the feedbacks that we saw on the evaluation as well. So again, just trying to look at what you all said that you wanted and try to provide those things is what we are looking at here. On page 2 of this document is, keep going here, there we go. For these, at this time, for these MPOs, at this time, there were 3, it looks like, for each area: reading, math, early childhood, graduation, and professional learning. And overall, Meta was, and we were pretty pleased. We've got yeses on everything except for 3 things. And so we were talking with them, and again, want to talk with you as well and get your feedback. We we're also talking with them about maybe adjusting some of these goals for reading and math, make it more, attainable for us, something that we could reach. So we were looking at that, we're adjusting that. But again, overall, yeses on, we hit all the goals except for three there. So I didn't know, I wanted to, and y'all can go back and check this out and read it more in depth if you'd like. But page 2 is what I wanted to highlight just for today. And then also to let you all know, on page 37 to 39 is the evaluator recommendations, and there's 7 of them. And so those 7 things are what we would like to focus on for this next school year, as far as, let me flip over to it and just kind of highlight some of them. Like number 1, let me scroll down to 37. Okay, so 1 is provide and analyze the results of academic success aligned to MEP instructional services. So again, realigning those goals to something more attainable for us for reading and math. And when those are adjusted, or if you'd like to provide feedback as well, we will compile that and adjust those. They also were talking about MiraCore, and again, I'm new, and Julie, you probably are more obviously more seasoned than me. They're talking about, I guess, Meta Associates was looking at MiraCore and the use of MiraCore as part of the evaluation, and you know, that's highlighted, I think, in their report as well under the reading section. So that may
isn't MiraCore the consortium we left?
Yes, yeah. So from what I understand, a couple of years ago, yes.
Yeah, because Brandy didn't want to mess with it because it takes time.
Right.
And so we left it, which also cost us money in allocations toward the state. But part of the thing with MiraCore is that they were wanting us to do field testing on their test materials. And boots on the ground, that's not, it's just one more added assessment that they were wanting us to assess kids that were not migrant, that were Spanish speaking. We need, you know, there were a whole bunch of things that, as the system works within our system, there was not cooperation from the school district.
Yeah, okay.
Too. So that was part of the hassle, was that they were expecting, like, when you have 4 migrant kindergartners out of 200 or whatever, then how do you assess all the kindergartners? Well, there's only 4 of them. That's not good data. And so they were wanting us to do all of the kindergartners. But those, I mean, it was rugged. It was rugged.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for providing that background information. I appreciate it. Number 2, continue family engagement efforts with an emphasis on helping migratory parents navigate school systems and support children's learning at home. And so they were just gleaning information from the FSI documents as to what, you know, services were provided for parents, and that was one of the recommendations there. Again, you can go into more reading depth. I'm trying not to take too much of your time. 3, provide more statewide opportunities for professional learning. So in meeting this one, we are providing additional technical assistance meetings, as we discussed, and then also individualized ones throughout, starting in the fall, moving into the spring. This depends on everybody's schedule, y'all's schedule, testing, and what happens with this lovely COVID thing, if we're back into school or not. We'll have to see how everything goes. But definitely that will be via Zoom, no matter the COVID issue or not. Those individualized technical assistance meetings, looking at your data and things like that, would be via Zoom. So we'll schedule those with you in the fall when we get into the school year. Look at each other's schedules and try to work out a date with each other. So 4 is review and make adjustments to providing services for OSY. And obviously OSY is one that everybody could, just across the board kind of generally improve services on and recruiting efforts and things like that. Again, those are the hardest to find and the hardest access to when possibly there's some district restraints as to going to recruit those type of kiddos. So those are some things and barriers to look at. Let's see, 5, provide training regarding documentation of reading and math instruction and make adjustments to MPOs like we talked about before. So those are things that we'll be looking at and adjusting those MPOs. Review the SDP considering support services needed. So Meta Associates, we put in an addition to their RFP for them to also assist us with the SDP. So hopefully that will answer that one. And because they've already have the data and things like that from working with us on this evaluation. So we can move forward with that one. And then the 7th one that they put in there was additional focus on IDNR and with additional focus on OSY again. So just in general, identification recruitment. And so those are the 7 things that we were going to be focusing on. Again, broadly with general meetings and things like that, but also in addition to drilling it down to by program and things like that. So more individualized technical assistance, I should say. So does anybody just in general have any questions about what we went over today? Again, we'll have a whole separate meeting just on the evaluation itself coming up.
So I am looking at participants, and I think that everyone else is State Department. No, I always have something to add or question. My question for we may not have the answers to it yet, but my question with COVID and no testing done, how are we going to use the test from the previous year for all data for the, the allocation formula that we sent in, we used 2019 data. Well, next summer, we're supposed to use 2020 data, and that data is not going to exist. What are we doing instead of? Have we addressed an idea on how we're going to pull up evaluation materials statewide so that we can continue evaluating?
Right. So as of right now, we are, yeah, I mean, things change constantly, but yes, that is a very valid question and one that I have, am addressing and brought up as well. State, I would say nationally, the national directors, the migrant directors have asked the USDE to summer enrollment, as you know, you get more bang for your buck as far as the allocation goes per kid for your state allocation. Well, obviously this summer's kind of blown because of everything going on. So we've asked the USDE, and we're waiting on their decision to look at the previous summer school counts for allocations. So that way, hopefully ours won't go down, even more than it did because it was by half at least reduced. So we can't take much more than that because you got to have money to have a program. So, but so as far as summer allocations, which would then at least keep us hopefully level, we have asked USD and waiting on their decision on that. But as far as testing goes, that decision has not been made, or that I know of. Maybe people higher than me have said that, and I just don't know. But that I will bring that to that question to their attention for sure.
Okay, so then one of the other questions that I had, or that I maybe just input that I'm going to say out loud, but in the in the last CNA and the service delivery plan that was developed through OU, there were lots of MPO problems that were not corrected or addressed at the time. If you, I mean, which you're already looking at, the 70% passing the reading or 50% passing the reading when the state average is 35 or 34, right. That's not legit. But right. The other one that was not legitimate, and I work with WIDA all the time, but the MPO about English language learners showing growth in English language was very subjective and very, very vague. And then since then, the state has come up with the formula that, or the federal government, whoever came up with the formula where with the loss 1 minus loss 2 and over that statistical data to show growth. I think there needs to be some clarification on that MPO as well, because it's really easy to go, well, yeah, they all improved. Or yeah, they you know, their scaled score was 286 and they scored 287. So that's an improvement, chink. But yeah. They didn't make adequate improvement.
Yeah.
And I think that we should add that to your list if it's not already been identified as, I mean, I know it didn't, because our MPO data looks great on English language learner because it was so easily attained. The criteria for a yes mark on that was literally one, you know, just very little growth had to be shown. That doesn't mean they're on track according to the state. On the ESL side of things.
Okay. Okay, great. All right. Well, if there's no other questions on this, our discussion, again, we're going to go more in depth on this stuff.
You sent this to us?
Yes. I can send it again if you need to.
No, I don't ever delete the email. I just haven't had to print stuff or go back up to the office.
That's okay. It had the agenda in it and then the 2 documents that we're talking about in there, but let me know if you need it and I don't have any problem sending it. The second piece that we're just gonna go over, I'm sure that you've read this lovely, long, super long document in depth. Yeah, right. And so it's the Title I-C, what used to be called manual, IDNR manual. This is what our state chose to call it, which was Title I Part C IDNR handbook. So let me flip over to some pages I wanted to highlight here. So this would be updated, and I'm not even sure when the last one that you all had. So like page 30, for instance. Let's see where I am here. Oh, close. It gives a specific, again, because we have a wide variety of staff. Most of you all are super seasoned and know this in and out. And then there's a couple of them, that are brand new. So we always have to kind of go over the beginning 101 type stuff as well. So in the handbook, there's also kind of advanced things as well as beginning things. One of the beginning things is understanding the difference between a move, residence, and a visit. And so this kind of fleshes out the definition of a move or moved, changing, from one residence to another that occurs due to economic necessity. And we also call a move travel. Sometimes it's interchangeable to call travel. Residence we follow the OME guidance on the definition of residence, which is a place where one lives and not just visits. And it gives some certain circumstances, boats, vehicles, tents, etc. may serve as residence depending on the family's circumstance. And then visit. Visit is traveling from one residence to another place for a short-term basis without the intention of establishing residency for like a 2-week visit or less. So those are just some things, and then the qualifying move definition there. Again, some basic things that most of you know, but there are a few that still need to know the basics there. And then we're talking about on page 49, just to highlight another thing. In Oklahoma, a one-time short duration move of less than 10 days requires supporting documentation on the COE to explain the recruiter's determination of eligibility. So if you're determining that you want to do a COE on somebody that has moved or whatever, visited or whatever your definition is, and you want to do a COE on it, the kid, that's fine. But put in some documentation to explain the recruiter's determination of eligibility, and especially if there's a lot of short-term moves within the same season or period. So just put in some extra information in there for your local director to approve, as well as us when it gets up to our level, as to what's going on with that family, and just some extra supporting. You all may know it, but we don't know it, what's going on with those families when they get to our level. So there's just some highlights there. And on page 98, again, for help for the new people here, and scooch down in there. That's kind of a chart. That's what I'm going to try to look at. That was there. There's some forms and documents in the back to help. One medical form borrowed from Julie and adapted that she uses. But this one, again, this is just to help recruiters or new people as well on yes or no if this child is or isn't eligible. It's just kind of a quick glance. And is the child younger than 22? Yes. Is the child eligible for free public education? Yes. Did the child make a qualifying move within the last 36 months due to one of those three reasons there? Yes. And if no, then you move over to the no side. But if yes, did the child move as the migratory worker with the migratory worker to join? And then there's a yes or no there. So hopefully that will kind of be a quick glance to help out the new people and the recruiters. And lastly, I wanted to point out to you all, Jose worked on a community resource list. And so starting on page 109 is that list, and he did it by, he did a section that's general and broad statewide, as well as broke it down by region. So there may be, you may want to glance there, maybe there's a new resource there that in the list that you did know about or whatever. So it starts here. So these are kind of the general statewide ones. And then it moves into each region. Just switching down here. It's quite a lengthy list, which is good. And there's links in there to click on. So for instance, Commerce Miami, local resources, there's some lists there of what's available in your area that you, again, for a new person. So the point of this document is with turnover, this document can be picked up, and at least it's a starting point for somebody new to kind of go, okay, here's what qualifies a move. Here's what qualifies a student for this program. What is Migrant? And so it's just kind of a base to start out with turnover with recruiters or staff at your local level, as well as the state level too. So hopefully it'll help everybody on all the levels. And does anybody have any questions about the handbook? It's kind of self-explanatory, but if you all do, or if you see anything that needs to be added, please let me know, because there is a section at the very beginning, a chart where we're going to be listing updates as needed. It shouldn't be needing a ton of overhaul, but But, you know, if there is something incorrect or something that's changed or something that's new that you notice, please let me know and we'll get that added or fixed. But anyways, again, this document, one of the ways to provide technical assistance to everyone across the board at all levels. So hopefully that'll be a document everyone can use when recruiting. So I added on the agenda some upcoming events and deadlines just to kind of keep in front of you as everybody's, you know, school year calendars are always already filling up. The next couple of things, like June 22nd, most of you have already turned in the sub-grading form. So just wanted to get that out there. July 7th at 10 is the review where we're going to look at the evaluation in depth. So that's July 7th at 10, again, via Zoom format. And then if you all are interested, July 15th to the 17th is Engage OK. And you can register for that off of our main webpage through the State Department. And then there's some other dates in August that are coming up just to kind of keep in front of you again as your calendars are filling up. And then the last thing is, do you all have any other topics or discussion that either on what we've talked about or something that you would like to include maybe on the next technical assistance visit meeting that will be coming up? You know, it's just Julie and Lana here as far as directors, but if you all think of anything, just email me and we'll look at it and include it. I'm always open to suggestions and learning from you all as much as you all learn from me. It's kind of an exchange. So, but hopefully these two documents will help you as far as getting prepared for this year, and then using the handbook, you know, for new staff members to kind of help them get started. So, anyways. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you guys, and I look forward to working with you again this school year.
Thank you. Appreciate all your work.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You all have a good day.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.